Welcome to the Galaxy Man Show interview show. So, for my very first guest is this sensational singer and songwriter known by the name of Eva Constance. She has a song coming out July 30th called Energy. Everyone definitely go support Energy. Her new release, as I said, coming out July 30th. So, I'm about to add Eva into the live now and have a chat with Eva. Eva. Hello, Eva. How's it going?
Hi, doing good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. I just want to say first up, thank you so much for taking the time to join my show. It's such an incredible pleasure having you on today. To people that don't know who you are, if you can give like a bit of backstory about yourself, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
I've been singing ever since I was a kid. My grandmother put me in the choir when I was little, and at the time I didn't really like it, but she had me do it for a very long time, so I got used to it, and then I started to love it. And I wrote my first song when I was 12. I recorded a couple different tracks. They're not anywhere on the online or anything like that, but I did have some of that experience. And then I went to the Greater Hartford Academy of the Arts my senior year of high school. I was also in a play my junior year also. And I'd say about 2018, I released a single, but I decided to pull back because I needed to, kind of reinvent myself and learn a lot of things in the music industry that I didn't know before. And then I released my debut single, Selfish, and that did really, really, really good. So I'm really happy about that. And then I released Tangler. I also released a collab with another artist around the same time. And then I released my newest single, Forget Me, which I released out last year. So I have a new single coming. You did mention it. It's called Energy, and I'm very excited about this project. So that's just a bit about me.
Awesome. So, as I mentioned about Energy, July 30th, what can you tell people about that? Like, what can people expect from this song?
So basically, Energy has to do with women empowerment. It's all about women not needing any man for anything. We're independent. We make our own money. We have our own jobs. And this song just basically amplifies that to a whole nother level.
So on to our very next question. As you mentioned, Selfish before, your very first debut single. What was it like coming up with the idea of wanting to create Selfish? And like, what's the whole meaning behind Selfish?
So when I first wrote this song, I probably, before I even released it or even recorded, I had this song for probably a year before I even decided to record it. And that's kind of how it is with a lot of my music. Sometimes it's like spur the moment and I can record it in just a couple weeks and then release the song. Like I did Tangler, that didn't really take as long. But Selfish, I had for quite a while before I decided to record it and let it out. And that song is basically about past experience that I had. A lot of people think that that song is a love song, but in reality, it has a darker meaning to it. If you pay attention, you'll figure it out. But for people who just, won't be able to, it's basically someone that you're in a relationship with, and you shouldn't be in that relationship with that person because they are so controlling that they're taking everyone and everything away from you till the only thing that you have is them. So that's basically what that song is.
So on to our very next question. So you have also created an original song called Forget Me. What
Mhm.
was it like coming up with the idea of wanting to create this one? And what's the whole meaning behind Forget Me?
So Forget Me, at the time, the whole idea of that song, I had no idea that it was going to become what it became afterwards when I released it. But at the time, I really didn't have any idea of what I wanted the song to be. I kind of just listened to the instrumental itself and then let my brain kind of play around with words and meanings and stuff like that to try and get the song the way I wanted it to sound, or at least somewhat at the time. And then probably after I recorded the song and started mixing and mastering it, I was like, this is going to be a really good song to put out, because I realized that it was becoming an anthem for, anybody who didn't believe in them, achieving a certain thing. So like if you wanted to go to school and people didn't think that you would achieve that or succeed in that, this song was made just for something like that, you know. And just like me with my singing, a lot of people didn't believe in me and didn't think that I would get very far or even get where I am now. And that song not only came out from my head, but it came from my heart. And I didn't realize that until after I released it. I'm like, this is an anthem, not just for me, but for anybody who has a hard time getting people to understand them, you know? So that's what that is. Yeah.
So on to our very next question. So onto the side of the music industry, how did you like end up deciding, hey, I want to start becoming a singer and performing to others?
Well, as I said, I did start off in the choir, so it kind of got embedded in me without even me realizing it. And for those who don't know, my real name, my stage name is Eva Constance, but my birth name is Chantice Green. And Chantice in French, chanteuse, means nightclub singer. So putting that together with me getting into the chorus and the choir at a young age, I later on found that out and I put the two together and I'm like, this is what I'm meant to do. No matter what anybody thinks, no matter what anybody says, I'm going to get there regardless. And if I have to work very, very, very hard just to get people to pay attention to what I want to do and where I want to get to, I'm going to do that.
Yes, awesome. So on to our very next question. So what does performing music mean to you, like especially as an artist?
Performing to me has to do with connecting with the audience. A lot of people can get on stage and perform their ass off and just completely blow people away. But if you can't connect to an audience, then you don't really have anything. That's how I feel about it.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So if you could go anywhere on tour and take your music to like any country, anywhere, any place, where would you want to go to and why?
Oh, okay. So I would probably have to say the first place I would want to go to, and it's only because I love, love, love them so much. The UK. I would want to go to the UK automatically. Automatically. And you said the artist?
Yeah.
The artist that I would probably want to collab with and bring with me on tour or even go with them on tour. That's a tough one because I have a lot of people, but like I guess I would have to settle for Kalani. She's so dope. So, so, so dope. I listen to her music every single day almost, and I sing her stuff all the, like, I just love her music. So that's who I would probably go with.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So if you could work with any top three music artists in the music industry, who would they be and why?
All right. So, the top three, which is very hard to choose, I would have to work with, it's gonna have to be Kalani, who's one of them. She's just so dope, so friggin' dope. And then Kiana Lede, her stuff is so fire. And Normani, she is coming up big, and like that would be so friggin' awesome to work with her. She's really, really dope, and everything that she puts out has deep meanings, beautiful concepts. The music videos are well thought out and well put together and done. The choreography is superb.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So what would be your like top favorite cover to perform and why?
Top favorite cover. Oh, shooteroni. I would say, I know a lot of people are going to butcher me for this, but I would say Ariana, One Last Time. I love that dang song. It is beautifully written, well composed, and so well put together. Even the music video is just breathtaking.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I would love to do one day.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So if you could give anyone advice on wanting to start out in the music industry, what advice would you give them and why?
Okay. I'm going to say, I say this all the time, and it's because I went through it myself. Back in 2018, when I released my single, Hold Me, I thought I was ready. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I was not. So I pulled that song and I pulled back completely from the industry. And I think a lot of people nowadays just want to jump. You know, they don't want to learn their craft. They don't want to experiment. They don't want to mold themselves into the best that they can be before they come out, you know? And I think that that is something that everybody should take heed and listen and do it. You know what I mean? Like, anybody can come out with a song, but it takes something special for someone to actually pay attention to your music. It's really hard nowadays with social media. Everything is all online. So it's like your go-to is social media. And if you can't pull them in quickly with a dope song or a catchy rhythm or something, you know, that voice or that tone or whatever, it's going to be really hard for you. So I would say that. Just learn your craft as best as you can and find your sound. It took me a long time to find mine.
So that's my very next question for you. So, if your younger self, like, if you could say your younger self right now, what would you say to your younger self, like, looking back over your time?
Um, I would give myself the speech that I just gave everyone else just now.
Yes.
Because I went through so much. I was bullied as a kid. A lot of people, as I said, didn't believe in me, didn't think I had what it took. I got laughed at a lot. I put myself on the spotlight and then I didn't carry it out a lot. So it's partly my fault, but I really think that people just didn't notice me enough. You know what I mean? And I think it was because I wasn't ready and I thought I was. So that's the advice I'd really give myself, honestly.
Awesome. So on to our next question. So what are the, like, the positive and negative sides into the whole creating your music in the music industry, and how do you get through those, like, negative moments as an artist?
Negative moments. I try not to hone in on the negative stuff. I always try to look at the brighter side of things. But I guess I would say mixing and mastering. That's one thing that sometimes I will have trouble with, is finding someone who can really mix your stuff good and really make you the best that you can sound. There's so many mixers and masters and engineers out there that just are like, oh, you can work with me. I'll work on your song. I'll get it to sound so good. But then when you get it back, you're like, what is this? Like, this doesn't even sound quality or radio quality ready, you know, radio ready or even stream ready, to be honest, because that's kind of the same thing in reality. But yeah, that's definitely one thing that can be really hard. And I would say ask for demos. If you're going to do something like that and you want to find that engineer that really knows what they're doing, ask for a booklet, like as many demos as you can get from that person, to really hear how they mix certain things, because there's a bunch of genres out there, and if you want to switch up your sound, you got to make sure that the engineer that you're working with can pull it off. So yeah.
So it's our very last question. So, like, what's next for you? Like, I know you have your release coming out July 30th called Energy. Everyone definitely go give that the amazing support. Like, what's next after that? Like, what do you want out of your music after that?
Well, I'm working on my EP. I can't say when it's coming out because at the moment we don't have a deadline or a date. It's supposed to be this year, but you know, with things going the way they are after COVID and a lot of delays and changes to things, including my new label, you know, and getting contracts and stuff, it's kind of looking like it's going to come out next year. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to put out a bunch of singles. So get ready for a lot more music. Even though it's not an EP, I'm still going to have more music coming out.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you. I just want to say thank you so much again, Eva. It's been such an incredible pleasure having you on today. Everyone, definitely go support Energy coming out July 30th. Definitely go support amazing artists like Eva. And do you have, like, any last final, like, thoughts that you'd like to share on the show to people?
I just want to thank everyone who did come in to watch. I really truly appreciate it. You know, I'm a small artist, I'm independent, I don't have a big label supporting me. So every little bit that I get counts, and I really appreciate it. And I thank you also for letting me come on. I really
Very
appreciate it.
welcome. You're very welcome. Well, thank you so much again. Stay safe and all the best for your amazing music career.